Today, we are going to be talking about Lego Serious Play. Christian and I recently got certified by Robert Rasmussen as Lego Serious Play facilitators to design and facilitate workshops. So, Christian, let's just start right off with what did you, let me ask it a different way. Why did you want to become a Lego Serious Play facilitator?
Well, first of all, when you get the guy to come all the way over from Denmark to train in Minneapolis, that's pretty cool.
There is
Uh,
that.
we bribed him with our space, but I just wanted to learn. Facilitation is something that I look to you on, but as being what we've been doing for the last 12 years, it's kind of nice to get some more education. And I quickly learned, even though I really like Legos, it's not really about Legos.
That's a question that they, commonly gets asked. It's like, is this just playing with Lego?
No, it's not
No,
adult playtime,
it
not at
is
all.
not, an
It's
A-full adult fan of Lego group, nothing like that. It is a facilitation method.
yeah, it's a means to the facilitation, and he talks about hands-on, head-to-hand connection, and I started to see similarities in some of the stuff that we've done over the last how many years in how we train different ways of work. How do you engage? How do you get weigh-in? How do you get people to appreciate what's in the room and then decide? And then because of the way that it's facilitated, there's confidence and people actually stick to the commitment. Can we live with this? And is it sufficiently unclear are the terms that are coming to my mind right now.
And one of the questions that we got when we let our followers know via our free meetup that we're now going to be offering Lego Serious Play as a service, somebody very quickly said, does that mean I can't come to you for Scrum training, advanced Scrum training, product owner training? I'm like, not at all. We are still offering those things. This is now a new service that certainly can complement what we do with Scrum and Agile, but it can also help people that have no desire to use Scrum or Agile stuff.
Right.
Say a little more about, what we are empowered now to do and how we can help
If you just take a step back and you look at what are the biggest problems inside of organizations, and it usually comes down to a
people.
majority of the time, people. And how well do we do inside our walls at talking to each other and working with each other? It spans across every industry and everything that involves people. And there's very few places you go to work where you're just doing your job without anybody else being impacted by it or having to work with anybody else. So how do you do that? And that's what this does. It really does help people. Another coin that's a phrase that's popping in my head is there's a play aspect of innovation. There's a play aspect of this, which absolutely, when you use both your hands, you're engaging left and right brain or brain, however you want to say it. But when you do both hands, working on hands, the tangible, the fungible, it does stuff
Mm-hmm.
and it pulls things from
Kinetic.
within that maybe you didn't know you knew. I love that line where he said, sometimes we know and we don't know we know. And if you can just get out of your way and kind of maybe distract your mind a little bit and watch what comes out, that's one of the things. Plus, with the way the world is right now, there's a lot of folks, a lot of specialists. They're spread across a lot of places. When they do meet, if we do get together, how do you make the most effective use of that time together? And there's an efficiency to this.
And the statistic that sticks in my mind from the 4 immersive days we spent with Robert Rasmussen is
Yes,
eighty
folks, she said
twenty.
4 days. It was 4 days.
And it wasn't short days either.
Nope.
The third day was 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. True story. The statistic is the 80-20 that in in most meetings, 20% of the people do 80% of the talking.
Yeah.
So not only do you not get engagement, you talked about weigh in. Some people like to say buy in. We prefer to say weigh in. Well, how do you know if they never open their mouth? Or how do you know their untapped potential that you were just talking about? So that's what really appealed to me, is that we can help organizations, we can facilitate conversations where you get 100%
Absolutely.
participation from
Because we've been
everybody in the
there,
room.
right? You've been in the meetings and maybe you're not part of the 20 doing the talking. And then when the meeting runs out of time, okay, so we all agreed. Yep, yep, yep. And then you go out and it's the meeting
Sure,
after the
you
meeting. It's
betcha.
the term, the meeting after the meeting. Why did you agree? Because we were tired. We just wanted to get out.
We wanted it over with.
And then you go talk to people in the lunchroom or whatever, and they're like, yeah, it's never going to work.
There are a few people in our followers, our students, our client base who are like, will you be holding a class to teach us how to do this? No,
We can't teach you it.
that's not what this is. It has to be experienced. But we can design a workshop for you. You can bring us in to help you help yourself, right? To help you solve a problem. And it's not sitting around and playing with Lego. It's about using the models that people create as a metaphor, to get them to share. And one of the experiments Christian and I have been running, just to let people know, is we've been using our meetup as guinea pigs. We bribed them with pizza from Pizza Luce. We
Yeah.
invited them to our space and said, "Hey, let us, try this out on you." And when we were debriefing, one of the people very specifically said, "I expected this to be hokey. I was happy to come and be your guinea pig, but I fully expected it to be hokey, and it wasn't. I was engaged the whole time."
They hung around.
Yep. And they
They stuck
stayed.
around, and we had emails afterwards. And so it was just another little aha for me to see that, this is a different way of going about things. And, if you go out on YouTube and you watch little videos, they'll use terms like, thinking, communicating, problem solving, hard fun, right? Flow theory. How do you get people into that flow state to where we're learning the best and doing the best? And there's a lot of big words there, but it's really just how do you facilitate conversations? How do you ask questions? How do you pull from everyone? And how do you get everybody to weigh in and then come to something that, yeah, we can live with this and they're committed to doing it, which, when we ran our meetup, that was part of what I was seeing was like they're engaged and they were coming back and we're going to do another one.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that was interesting to me is we did kind of stack the deck in that we invited some of our regular attenders because we knew they would be willing, right, with the willing participants. But there's a few of them that do dominate the discussion, if we're being honest, when we hold virtual meetups or in-person meetups. And there's a few people who, bless them, are there every single time and we never hear them open their mouth. We heard them open their mouth,
Yeah,
and it was
it
good
was it
stuff.
was it was level, right? And you touched upon it too, and that was a thing during the time in the class that metaphorical. And there's a reason why they don't give you all the specialty Legos because people will sometimes go into the trying to find the perfect piece versus this block right here represents how I feel, or this block
Mm-hmm.
right here represents a bad day. And once that clicked, it was like, okay, I get it. And when we would have people build their models and then repeat, everybody could recite everybody's model.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody could, I mean, we practice obviously, but there's something about blocks, bricks, talking about this means this means that, that you have this memory. And, I practiced what they call a 3D interview with a potential bartering with a client. And I still can recreate it. That was like 2 months ago. I can lay out what they laid out and I can talk to how they were structured. It's crazy. It's cool.
It's kinesthetic, right?
Yeah.
It's that kinesthetic, and it's shared memory or group memory, just by leveraging the power of Lego. So not playing with Legos, but we're leveraging Lego to tap into people's potential and to get that 100, 100, 100, that 100% participation from everybody that you've assembled. Because we don't want people to sit around in boring, time wasting meetings and then have the meeting after the meeting. That's not efficient. That's not a good use of anybody's time. It's not even enjoyable. It's like,
And,
I don't like to do it.
they say lean in. And I know that term has come around in the past how many years, but really everybody's leaned forward. They're leaning
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm. And so, what would you like people listening to this or people who follow us to know about how we can help them with our newfound skills as Lego Serious Play facilitators?
I would like them to know that we absolutely can work with you and come up with a question or a workshop to help you tap maybe what you're trying to tackle within your walls and pull from inside your walls because, they believe in bottom up. LSP is sure you can hire an expert to come in and tell you what to do, but LSP is based in bottom up. We probably have the answer within our walls right now.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we get that? How do we tap into that? So if folks are struggling, maybe you're kind of hitting your head against the wall about some things, or you just want to try to get people, engaged and just run something to get some questions answered or to get some ideas flowing, to get some innovation. Absolutely, that's what we can do now.
Awesome. Well, reach out to us at info@coleadteam.com to learn more or to have a conversation about Lego Serious Play.
See you soon.
Good enough. That's our
And
commercial.
cut. How'd I do?
Good.